Hey now, I'm back with another exclusive trading system developed by a Traders Landing community member that created an insane profit over a series of 512 trades. This system, which can be traded manually, has been released as the first Traders Landing automated trading script for our community members. Just make sure you are subscribed or your next trade can end up like this. This system is called the Simple Volume Strategy, and like most trading systems, it can be adapted to Forex, crypto, options, stocks, indices, or any instrument that has significant volume and market participants. This trading strategy utilizes 5 free TradingView indicators. As always, links and settings to all indicators are listed in the description below. The first indicator are Fibonacci candles. Inputs and style will be kept at default. This type of candlestick will provide the system entry triggers. The second free TradingView indicator is an exponential moving average, or EMA. The length will be set to 200 and colored in white. The 200 EMA will help determine overall trend direction. The third study is another exponential moving average. The length will be set to 50 and colored in orange. The 50 EMA will work with the 200 EMA to determine the trend direction. The next study is the Average Directional Index, or ADX. Inputs will be kept at default, and I'm going to color it in yellow. In addition, I am going to place a white horizontal line at the 25 level of the indicator. The ADX is a Wilder indicator that attempts to determine the strength of a trend. In the Simple Volume Strategy, the ADX will be used to confirm entry signals. The final study is the Standard Volume Indicator. Inputs and style will be kept at default. Volume displays the total amount of an instrument traded for the corresponding candlestick. In this system, an increase in volume will confirm our entry signals. Let's go over entry criteria and review some examples. As always, system rules and details are listed in the description below. This chart is Bitcoin versus the US dollar 5-minute candles. The rules to enter along on the Simple Volume Strategy are: first, the 50 EMA in orange must be above the 200 EMA in white. Then our uptrend is confirmed. The second rule requires a green Fibonacci candle to close. The next rule requires an increase in volume from the previous bar. Finally, the ADX must be above the 25 level. Our rules are met when this candle closes. That is our trigger candle. We place our stop at the bottom of the previous red Fibonacci candle, and the target is dynamic. The trade is closed when the first red Fibonacci candle closes, and this trade is booked with a 1 1/4 risk versus reward. If you enjoy this content, make sure to click that like button. I have one more long example. The 50 EMA is above the 200 EMA. There is a bullish Fibonacci candle in green. Next, we can see an increase in volume. And finally, the ADX over the 25 level is confirmed. Everything converges on this candle, and it serves as our trigger. The stop is placed below the most recent red Fibonacci candle, and the target is dynamic. The trade is exited on the first red Fibonacci candle with a 1.13 risk versus reward. Now we flip to shorts. This is what I would test for shorts. The first rule for shorts requires the 50 EMA in orange to be below the 200 EMA in white. The next rule requires a bearish Fibonacci candle to close. The third rule is for an increase in volume as compared to the previous bar. The final rule requires the ADX to be over the 25 line, represented by this white horizontal line. All of that happens on this candle here. That is our trigger. The stop is placed at the previous green candle, and the target is dynamic. And this example is closed when the first green Fibonacci candle closes while in profit for a great 5.67 risk versus reward. I'm going to show you one more quick short example. The 200 EMA in white is over the 50 EMA in orange. A red Fibonacci candle closes. There is an increased amount of volume as compared to the previous candle. And finally, the ADX just crosses above the 25 level. This is our trigger candle. The stop is placed at the top of the most recent red Heikinachi candle, and we leave the trade open until the first green Heikinachi candle prints. And this example is closed with a nice 2.65 risk versus reward. I'm going to let the automated script do its thing, review the results, and give you some great optimization tips. And now it's time to do what I do. If you enjoy this content, hit the like button. Remember, this is just a finite amount of tests on one instrument. If you are thinking of using this system, please do extensive back and forward testing and be sure to let our community know what you discover. These are the actual test results from the script, and this is it condensed down. This test was done on Bitcoin versus the US dollar 5-minute Heikinachi candles. It took about 10 weeks to execute the simulation. 266 were closed in profit compared to 246 that were losses. The most consecutive winners and losers came in at 7. This dataset provided for the second highest profit factor tested thus far at 4. The win rate was 52% with a maximum drawdown of 2.23%, which is really good. The total gain on account was 237% gross. Be advised, this data does not take into account the difference in price levels of Heikinachi candles, which I have explained in previous videos. However, it is still a good indication of system performance. This is the equity curve the test produced. It can be characterized by a beautiful up and to the right pattern that we love to see. I give this system a Trader's Landing score of 9 because it accounts for volume, gets you into a trend, and has a dynamic take profit and stop loss levels, which are usually hallmarks of upper tier profitable systems. In addition, it was created by a Trader's Landing community member. Remember, the enemy of great is good. I have 6 ideas on how we can improve this system. First, you can use the 50 EMA as a pivot point, only taking signals after price touches the line and continues the trend. You can see how this particular market reacts to a wick on that particular EMA. The next tip is to replace the ADX with the Lazy Bear wave trend indicator, which would have confirmed this signal that the ADX filters out. Third, since you are going with the trend, you can wait until the RSI goes over the 50 line to take short positions and vice versa for longs. This could be an indication that a trend continuation is about to happen. In addition, one of the best ways to make any system more successful is to look at the higher time frame. If the 1 hour time frame looks like this, you should not be taking any longs. The higher time frame trend is your friend. Fifth, you can put a simple moving average on volume and use a break above the moving average as confirmation of a trend continuation. Finally, as of this recording, the script has some of these optimization features built into it. You do not need the script, and you can certainly trade this strategy manually, but your responses and feedback would be greatly appreciated for further script development. Moreover, additional scripts are in the works for both TradingView and MT4. Italio and I are going through all the old systems presented thus far. The Hoffman strategy script will be the next release. So if you want to see a particular strategy coded, let us know. Furthermore, I am no longer responding to YouTube comments. Policing the bots has become too much of a chore, and I do not have the bandwidth for it. Plus, detailed responses are prohibitive on YouTube. Which leads me to our Circle community. If you would like to comment on any video, you can create a free account. The link is in the description. And if you are a preferred or elite member, then you will get access to the scripts as they come out. You will also get access to our broader community, which is an asynchronous social platform. Unlike Discord, all comments and discussions about specific trading systems, psychology, current markets, etc. are organized, searchable, and archived into a community knowledge base for everyone to reference, add on to, and of course, ask questions. In addition, I am building out a library of specific tutorial videos, including on my own personal trading system, which is posted now. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, because you deserve it.